Roland has a binding machine he's having a little issue with, so we're going to give him a little heads up on how to adjust your and check your timing. With your binding tape out, nothing in there, I would take the thread out of the needle. If you want to come around here, Kelly, so you can see real good. I'm basically going to open this up. I'm going to take off my retainer ring, and then your bobbin case will come out and your hook. Okay. So these are basically your components. To check, first thing I like to do is make sure you're on the next to the widest zigzag. Right here, there's a little, we put a little pen mark there usually to tell you where it goes. Okay. Now the needle's going to come down on the right side, it's going to come up over and come down on the left side. Okay, now I'm going to bring it up and over on the right side. Now the needle height has to be coming down to where you see there's a little spring on the inside of what we call the driver. You want to see that spring in maybe the bottom half or 1/3 of the needle eye. So we're good on our needle depth. If the needle was not coming down far enough, you would open it up here, turn that light off so you can see it. There's one screw right here. That's a needle bar screw. You loosen that screw, you'll be able to adjust that needle bar up and down. Of course, always making sure your needle's inserted all the way up into the needle bar in the first place. Okay, that's number one. So our needle height is correct. Now I'm going to insert my hook. Thing to do with the hook is check, make sure it doesn't have any major burrs, especially out near the point. If it does, you can file it from the back side to sharpen up that point. Okay. Sometimes you'll see scars here that need to be filed out. They can catch up your thread, and that also needs to be filed out using a sandstone, maybe a hook sharpener if you got a tackle box. All right, now I'm going to insert the hook. I'm going to rotate that needle bar till it comes down on the left-hand stroke this time. Okay, when it's down on the left-hand stroke, I'm going to want about, it's just like gapping a spark plug. I want about a 5/32 gap from the point of that hook right here to that needle. Now if you'll notice, the point of the hook comes in behind the needle, that's where it picks up the thread. That's on the left side, and that's going to come down on the right stroke. You'll see it has farther to reach, okay, and it's still getting there. Now if in fact that is too wide right here, and that's actually probably set just a hair closer than what we usually set at. If in fact that is too wide, there is a screw or screws on your bar right in the back here. This is your timing crank. You would loosen that screw. That disengages the top half of the machine from the bottom. With that screw loose, sometimes there's 2 screws on the older models. See your manual for that. With that screw loose, I can either put a pair of pliers on the shaft or sometimes just turn that by hand to adjust the point of that hook to that 5/32 gap. Okay, it's usually about the width of a small screwdriver. Which I'll show you right here. That's about 5/32. That's a small screwdriver. That'll usually be just about right to fit from the point of that hook to your needle. So using something like that as a gauge, we do have a timing gauge that sometimes comes in your toolbox, or you can order one from us. They're only about $7. Okay, once that is in place, your machine should stitch. Of course, make sure you're clean and oiled. A couple things to check for wear. The back of your ring. Sometimes you'll see a lot of wear on the back of the ring that starts to wear out. Sometimes you'll see wear in where the hook travels in here. You'll see the points up in here actually starting to chip off if there's an issue with this getting out of round, and to where this hook will actually start getting loose and sloppy in there and won't hold time too good for you. And it can bump out of time easier. But checking those things, that's all you really need to do for your timing of your machine. If you have those things set and your tensions are set properly, usually about 5/6 on the dial here, and there's a little tension screw on your spring here. Sometimes you can get dirt under that spring. Sometimes you have to take that screw out and clean it so this spring will seat properly. But once that's all set right, should have no problem stitching with your machine.
Okay. What do you usually? What is the average?
That's good, Kel.